You guys alright? Fuck! Come on! Ditch the car, alright? We can go this way to the chopper. No! Hey! Stick to the plan. What?
Stick to the fucking plan. Come on.
I'm gonna stick around back. Oh! It's a fucking bed! Some of us are fucking talk! Alright, Brad's gonna be fine. We gotta get the fuck out of here!
We are definitely dealing with death here, but which one? Hello everybody, my name is and thanks for watching. Well, in the beginning when I start to dig, in this game, start to realize things, I actually do believe that Michael dies and not Yankton, and the rest of the game is his trip to afterlife. He has to doing some things, seek forgiveness and act like a good person, and behave properly. When you're doing that, you can go to the heaven or hell afterlife, depending on your religion. Along the way, I actually do believe that this death we are dealing with here is actually how can I explain this? The ego, the person who is Michael, in here, is actually dying here, and that's what Rockstar is showing us.
We're taking my wife's car. What? The yacht's been stolen?
I was trying to sell it.
This is
know it well. Where? Oh, there it is. My boat! Your boat's in a fucking hurry, man! I'm not up here for fun, man! Get me to the damn boat!
Before we enter this underworld, there's a few things we need to take a look at, and also I have an idea about the whole movie. There's an idea behind it, and the first part of this video was very easy for me to do because I actually know about this also in reality. But when I stop here with this freeway entrance, I know from my research there's a lot of things in this area we actually need to pay attention to before we enter this underworld. And I start to look at these things. An example, a poster I will show a little later. Down the street here, when I start to looking into this poster, I realize how deep this shit is. No, I not realize it because it's infinity deep. There's no end to it. You can continue digging and digging and digging down and just keep coming. And when I realized that, I almost give up, doing this video because Rockstar is too much, you do not have to do this. But let's take a look. See you on the other side, brother.
You want me to do this shit? You better get me closer, man. Stick on the hood, okay?
Cronus is the god of time. He once ruled the universe until it was stolen from him by Zeus. Christopher Lloyd is our Zeus resonator, and he battles Cronus' clock tower in the synchromistic epic Back to the Future. The Greeks' story said that Cronus was defeated by Zeus by way of his lightning bolt. Christopher Lloyd kills the clock tower with a lightning bolt. And since Cronus was the god of time, or the titan of time, it seems fitting that he would be represented by a gigantic, inanimate, but still antagonistic clock tower. Cronus was also a god who embodied limitation, darkness, death, and the color black. He was almost always depicted carrying a Sith, which is why his modern-day adaptation, the Grim Reaper, Death, also carries the Sith. The theme of escaping death is exemplified by the construction of a time machine, which is why Lloyd builds one, because Lloyd is Zeus, and Back to the Future is the story of how Zeus defeated the god of time, limitation, darkness, and death, Cronus. Cronus was the leader of the Titans, and his death marked the end of their reign over the universe, which humanity still celebrates to this day by lighting a gigantic torch, the Olympic torch, which honors the victory of the Olympian gods and their rise to power in the cosmos. This is why the leader of the Olympian gods, Zeus, lights a gigantic torch immediately after symbolically killing the leader of the Titans, Cronus, which signified the victory of the Olympian gods.
You got 4 lanes, go guys that! You know who you're stealing from? Shit, don't find him. Hey, shoot this motherfucker!
Before we cross over this bridge, there's a few things you need to take a look at, and one of them is over here behind this. What the fuck? I can't remember the name. What is your name? Krastenburg, von Krastenburg Hotel. We have this weird sculpture. And it could mean the same as the sculpture at the Maze Banks, you know, the egg, you know, the beginning of life. It could mean that. I'm not sure about it, but it's looking interesting. This bridge is also a copy of the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Golden Gate Bridge is actually a symbol of inner change. And what are Michael trying to do? Try look it up at the internet. It's actually very interesting reading about the Golden Gates.
Alright, now look for my son!
Dad? Wait, you're the guy from the dealership!
Yeah, and it's a long story, bro. Jimmy! Kid, watch out for the boom! Fuck! Hold on!
Dad! Help! Help! Help!
Ah, this is gonna kill me.
This is gonna kill me.
What's that? Move the Jimmy! It's a long story, bro. Jimmy! Kid, watch out for the boom! Fuck! Hold on!
Dad! Help! Help! Help!
Ah, this is gonna kill me. Hold up, find the fight!
Yet again, Rockstar shows us there's a time frame. Yet again, Rockstar shows us there's a timeline frame in this game we have to follow. You know, why give us a 10-second window to rescue Jimmy across the bridge? Trying to tell us something here we need to pay close attention to. And it's not just about the gold, silver and the bronze medal, but we have to pay attention to some things here. Time is very important in this game.
Kid, watch out for the boom! Fuck! Hold on!
Elysium Island is a place where souls of the heroes resting, relaxing in all eternity. How long is that? And they lived a blessed and happy life here without no hard labor, and you know, just doing what they want to do, relax, chill, having good time, like our good friend Michael here. As we learned a little earlier in this video that Kronos is the god of the universe and the ruler of time, and we all have wondered about this broken clock tower here at the end of the harbor at the Elysium Island, and now we know what it is. It's Kronos. And even more funny thing is that we have this lightning rod, I don't know the name, but this lightning things here on the rooftop. Before you think, no, Wispy would find that there's nothing new and all this, well, Wispy didn't find it. It was here from the beginning. But as far as I know, he was the first person to show us this, and to teach us about this. And thanks for that, brother. Well, since we have learned that Kronos is the god of the universe, space, and our Franklin is having the space parts mission, space, universe, space. When we finished the mission, we got the space docker, which is some kind of electric device. We know about that. We can just look at it. You know, there's a lightning bolt at the wheels, and you know, and this at the back, you know, and the sound when you drive it. So it's related to electricity, 100%. And another funny thing is that that Pegasus here is actually a very, very loyal creature, and because of that, Zeus is actually give the permission to Pegasus to carry his lightning bolt. Electricity again, the space docker, electricity. Personally, I do believe that Pegasus and the space docker is the same thing, but that's my opinion.
Help! Help!
Ah, this is gonna kill me. Pull up on the flank and drop in the car.
Oh, this is it!
The fuck is wrong with you, kid?
Dad! Ooh, now that doesn't sound good.
Nigga, that's the engine, man. We ain't chasing shit in this thing.
Well, after Zeus defeated his father, Kronos, the god of the universe, the ruler of time, these three brothers here shared everything in between them. And Zeus got the heaven and the earth, and Poseidon got the sea, the ocean, and Hades got the underworld. But Hades has so much power that he can actually stay both in the underworld and the real world. I do believe nobody wants him here, so Zeus kicking back to where he's belonging, the underworld. Well, before you thinking and saying, no, there's no progress, there's no steps and no nothing in this video, well, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. You're a very close-minded person if that's your attitude. I did exactly the opposite. First, I show you that yoga and chakra and praise the God, praise him more, is the key to rise in levels.
Yoga is the answer, Mikan. 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 But what is the question?
To become a star who's shining. And second, I show you where the history is. And you find it in Greek mythology. I can do this video in about 5 minutes, but that will not help you, because the key to unlock this circus is to know the history behind it.
Man, this stuff doing nothing for me. Nothing at all. Fuck, I should get something. What's wrong, man? It's doing nothing. So why do I do this shit? Who do I smoke so often? Why?
Well guys, before we move on to the last clip, there's a few things I want to tell you. The first one, this father and son mission is a very important mission in the game. It's telling us so much, you know. It's also blown me away when I start to realize how big this mission is. And I have just scratched the surface for you guys to show you this. There's tons of information underneath this. It's actually very interesting, so go and read it guys, you know, you might learn something. This mission is about growing from small to big. The other thing is that some of you guys have asked me, you know, what is the trigger in this game? What do we have to do to trick something? You know, guys, there's nothing like that, you know, that's not how it works. Example, we rescue Jimmy here, but it's not a trigger. It's a small thing in something much bigger. And to do the things in correctly order, we have to know the history. There's no shortcut. I'm sorry guys, there's no shortcut.
Hey, it's a chop shop back there, dog. You drive us there, we can get the ride fixed.
Let's do it, bro. Mama wants a spoiler. When Mom sees a new paint job, she's gonna flip. Oh yeah, paint job. What up? Mom was never that hot on the red on me. Mom was never that hot on the red on me. Mom was never that hot on the red on me. Mom was never that hot on the red on me.